Hello my magical friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and hello if you are new. In today's video we're going to be making Harry Potter Hogwarts Crest chocolates. Now I have everything here, I have everything ready to go, so let's go ahead and get into the magic. So yes, like I said, we're going to be making Harry Potter Hogwarts chocolates. This is actually a ice cube mold, but I thought it would also work for chocolates. I got this last year in a like cup set at Walmart, and this came with it, so I figured I would use that to make my chocolate. You'll also need 2 bags or 1. I just got 2 because I wasn't quite sure how much it was going to take of chocolate chips to melt down, a saucepan to melt your chocolates, and then I picked up some sprinkles to put in between the layers of chocolates to just kind of make it a little bit more magical. These are from Publix, and I picked gold because my Hogwarts house is Gryffindor and there's lots of gold. And then a spatula so that way I can smooth out and stir my chocolate. So let's go ahead and get started with melting the chocolate. I went and grabbed a pair of scissors, that way I could open up the bag of chocolate chips. Now these are just semi-sweet chocolate chips. I picked these up from Publix. You could really use whatever chocolate you wanted to, but I just figured that chocolate chips would be the easiest. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put that in my saucepan. And I think I'm gonna just start with 1. This is what it's looking like so far. I don't know. I'm gonna start with 1, and then if I need the second one, I can always melt that later. So I'm gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna head on over to my stove and slowly melt my chocolate. So my chocolate is now melted, and it took about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. I did go ahead and grab that second bag of chocolate chips because after seeing 1 start to melt, I definitely did not think that it was going to be enough. So I went ahead and did that. So first things first, I am going to just take this little mold, and you can use whatever mold you want. There's tons on Amazon. You can just type in, you know, Harry Potter chocolate mold. Tons will come up, but this is just what I had, so this is what I'm gonna use. But first comes first, I'm going to take this spoon, and I did grab just a spoon. Oop, I've got chocolate all over my hand. It's gonna be a messy ordeal. It's like I work at Honeydukes. But I'm just going to take this spoon and get a good bit and drop it into each mold, so that way I can kind of get my base started for each mold, because I want to add in some sprinkles into some of them, but not all of them. So like that one, I'll probably just do all chocolate. But I thought that this would just be fun to kind of do. I've seen many other DIYs, but I've not seen very many like baking ones, and I personally love baking, so I thought that this would just be fun to do with each other. And I mean, who does not love chocolate? Chocolate is like my favorite thing. I love sweets and chocolate and candy. It's just my weakness, I guess. I will say my chocolate does have a few lumps in it because I did not want to burn my chocolate because it started to in a couple spaces. So I went ahead and took off the burner, but it's okay. So I'm gonna take my sprinkles. These are just by Betty Crocker. As I said earlier, I picked these up at Publix, so you could just probably get sprinkles anywhere or even online. And make sure this lid is all the way on because I could just see this going south really fast. Okay, so I'm gonna drop some sprinkles in my chocolates that I want there to be sprinkles inside of. The shaker does kind of make it a tad bit hard, but totally okay. I'll do 4 with sprinkles and 4 with no sprinkles, so that way it's even. Honestly, I think they kind of get clogged in there, just a tad. You could totally do your own choice of sprinkles. I just figured gold was kind of Gryffindorish. I also wanted to find red, but I bought these around Christmas time, so it was kind of picked over everybody else doing their holiday baking, so I didn't really have a ton of color options to pick from, but that's okay. All right, so I think I've got a fair amount of sprinkles in my chocolates. Put the cap back on. Now I'm going to take my same spoon that I just was using to scoop it onto the top, and I'm gonna just take a lot less this time to fill in the rest of my mold. This chocolate smells so, I'm gonna drop it all. It smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this through the camera. It smells so good. But yeah, so this is all I'm doing. Like I said, you could totally do whatever sprinkles you want. You could use whatever chocolate you want. But this is just what I decided to do. But have fun with it and make them your own little chocolate. At the end, I am going to take this spatula and like smooth out the chocolate on the top, so maybe it makes it a little bit easier to take them out. I don't know. I don't know if it will or not, but maybe. We'll see. We shall see as we go, and however it goes is how it goes. All right, last little one. And I think it just needs a tad bit more. Not that much. Okay, so now, as I said, I'm going to take off all this excess chocolate and just kind of go, I don't know if that was a good idea. I will just have to pick up the mess. Like so. I see a couple spots that need a little bit more filling, so I'm just gonna fill in those couple of spots. All right, well, now that my mold is all full of chocolate, I'm now going to try and clean off some of that with just a paper towel, so that way it is not dripping in my freezer. And I'm going to pop these in the freezer for a few minutes so that way they can harden up and I can pop them out and we can see what they look like and taste them. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so it's probably been about like 20 minutes and my chocolates are now frozen. So I put them in the freezer and I did pre-pop them all out because they were kind of like tough to get out of the mold. But we're going to take them out together and we can try one because they look pretty tasty if I do say so myself. So here's the first one. And because I didn't like really clean up the edges, I can take a knife now and like fine tune the edge of the chocolate. But they look pretty cute. It's a little Hogwarts crest and just something fun. So I'm gonna pop the rest of these out of here and we will try one together. Chocolates are now out of the mold, and I think I'm gonna just take a few minutes to kind of break off the edges. It comes right off and they're not all like that, so if I just kind of like pop off the edges of where the chocolate kind of ran a little bit over, it'll just make them look a little bit cleaner, I guess. But they turned out really cute and I cannot wait to try one. I think it's gonna be a little rich, but yeah. So I'm gonna wash my hands and I will be back to try. All right, I think I'm gonna get a knife because I don't really want a whole one because it's gonna be really, really rich. So let me grab a knife really quick and just cut one right down the center. And because they were in the freezer, it is a little bit harder. You don't necessarily have to put it in the freezer, but I was just kind of trying to hurry up the process a little bit. So let's go ahead and give one a try. It's super, super rich, but very, very good. Well, there you have it. There is making Harry Potter chocolates, and the best part is now you can get to eat them. So I'm gonna flip you guys around so you can check them out a little bit closer and you can see what they look like. So let me go ahead and do that. There is making Harry Potter chocolates. I definitely think that this was a really fun idea. It would be great to give these to somebody for their birthday or something along with their little present or a card, but they're very tasty, and I did not get one with sprinkles, so I don't know how it tastes with the sprinkles, but I'm sure it would just be a little bit crunchier. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so you know when I upload, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!